Hey everyone, welcome to the Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness podcast. I'm Stephanie, a book-loving, notebook-hoarding reader and writer on a mission to change lives one book and one notebook at a time. On this podcast, we explore the power of books and notebooks as tools for wellness. Reading and writing can help us feel better and make life better too, and I'll show you how I do it. You'll find episodes exploring the research behind reading and writing for wellness, practical strategies to embrace your own restorative reading and writing, and you'll meet authors and special guests who help us take inspired actions in our own daily practices too. So grab a notebook and your TBR list and let's dive into today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness podcast. I'm Stephanie Affinito, and I'm here with a new feature this week. I've recently been experimenting with some different kinds of episodes, from sharing my own personal book apothecary to helping others create their own. And I wanted to try an additional new feature today to see what you think. Now, when I think of my own personal restorative reading and writing practice, my most favorite practice that comes to mind is my very, very early morning reading and writing rituals. I am up before the sun with my coffee, with a candle, and I have this magical combination of reading and writing, and for me, movement as well. But when I think about how much I've shared that practice on the podcast, I've actually only talked about it once, way back when I talked about my magical morning routine and the way I blend reading, writing, and yoga. Recently, I've had the chance to do some of these restorative reading, writing, and yoga sessions live through a hot yoga studio, but we just did a warm room, by the way. And I realized how much I love them, how much I love planning for them, facilitating them, actually reading and writing through them myself. And so I thought, why not bring one of these to the podcast to see what you think? I'm getting your feedback. I'm deciding which episodes are the most downloaded and the most enjoyed. And who knows, this could be a regular practice on the podcast or in my restorative reading and writing circle on Substack if you enjoy it. So we're going to get right to today's episode, which is a guided restorative reading and writing practice designed to help you just slow down and pause and reconnect with yourself around a very, very important theme, which is taking care of your heart. Right? Many of us move through our days, our very busy days, taking care of everyone else, our families, our friends, our coworkers, our communities. We respond to everything, to the needs of other people, to the problems we have to solve. We hold space for all of the things that need to happen in a day, and we do whatever we have to do to keep things running. But sometimes, in the middle of all of that giving, in the middle of all of that caretaking, we can forget about taking care of ourselves. And so today's guided restorative reading and writing practice is to help you pause, reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your heart, and the kind of care you need right now. Now, you can listen to this episode a couple of different ways. If you are driving or multitasking, walking the dog or washing the dishes, perhaps you just let my words that I'm reading to you soak in. And when I offer a writing break, you just keep doing what you're doing, but you think in your head and you write in the air of what you would write if you had a notebook close by. Or if you are able to, press play on this podcast when you have a bit of time and space, and you can get that notebook, get that favorite pen, light that candle, and actually engage in this restorative reading and writing practice with me. Now, I've recently, in one of my morning sessions, completed a topic of reading and writing just like this, but I am going to write alongside you today as well. There is no right or wrong way to come to this episode, but if you'd like to join me in a traditional restorative reading and writing practice, press pause, grab your notebook, a favorite beverage, a candle, and give yourself about 15 to 20 minutes to settle in. We'll start with a few grounding breaths. We'll move into a beautiful passage to listen to. And then we'll have 3 different 5-minute segments for writing based on a prompt that I provide, or you just ignore all that and you write with whatever is coming up for you. Okay, I'm hoping you have all of the things you need. Let's get to the practice. So let's take a moment and take a breath. Notice how you're breathing, whether it's tight and clenched or already loose and longer. Start to roll your shoulders and unclench any tension that you feel. Perhaps roll your neck one way and then the other. Soften your jaw and just notice how your body feels in the moment. Just imagine and tell your nervous system that for the next short bit, nothing is required of you except showing up for yourself and showing up on the page. And with that, go ahead and take a deep breath in and let it all go. One more time, deep breath in and release. So the passage that I would like to begin this session with is from one of my favorite books titled Heart Minded: How to Hold Yourself and Others in Love by Sarah Blondin. And I will read a portion of the first introduction. You already know what it feels like to be in your heart. Though you may feel disconnected from it and at times doubt yourself, some very primal part of you knows exactly what it is to be in the seat of your heart. No matter when you made the separation and began living from your head, you know what it is to be in your heart. You do. It is a feeling, not something easily described or put into words. So, I'll ask you to reflect for a moment. What do you know about how it feels to arrive in your heart? Get curious, become porous, and listen inside yourself for answers. The heart is still very much alive and awake within us. And most often, all we need to do to awaken it is to become still and quiet, and it will do the rest. When we draw our attention inward and focus on our heart center, it will calm and reassure us, often instantly. With it comes a softening of our bodies. We let down our guard. We feel a renewal of trust in ourselves, others, and the unfolding of our journey. Fear begins to fall away. We become more open and peaceful. Thoughts muffle, and we begin to feel. We are no longer preoccupied by problems and are filled with a sense of ease. Space opens up within. Solutions to challenges we may be facing start to reveal themselves without much effort. We fall into the harmony with ourselves and our lives. This may sound too good to be true, but this is exactly what happens when we invite and allow it. When we inhabit the heart, we awaken to our aliveness. We spontaneously arrive like a bolt of lightning in the present moment, and all our arguments against ourselves and life go quiet. Goodness pushes up through the chaos of our internal world, and we feel lit from within by a light we had no idea was there. At any time, no matter where you are, no matter what you are doing, you can touch this place in yourself and activate the benefits of the heart space. It is that simple. It's about shifting and moving yourself into this place of love and acceptance, allowing yourself to be infused with grace. I'd love for you to just take a moment and let those words wash over you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What might be bubbling up for you? And if you don't need any further guidance than that, I invite you to open up your notebook and simply start writing. But if you'd like a bit more prompting to get you started on the page, I'd like to start with this first prompt to help you recognize all of the care that you are giving others and begin with this prompt. Lately, I have been taking care of ... Lately, I have been taking care of ... And just start to list the people, the responsibilities, the emotional labor, the invisible work, all of it that may be weighing on you and getting in the way of you dropping into your own heart space. I will set a timer for you, and I hope you enjoy this meditation, healing yoga music from Nature Healing Society as you write. right? That 5 minutes went by quickly, didn't it? If you are still furiously moving your pen or pencil, then feel free to keep going in whatever direction you've already started in. But if you'd like some additional guidance, I'd like to shift from recognizing the care we give others that may make it hard for us to settle back into our own heart and shift to naming what we might need for ourselves right now. And so the prompt that I offer you is this. Right now, what I need most is dot, dot, dot. Right now, what I need most is dot, dot, dot. Now, this question can be harder. It can be more difficult for us to name and actually see on the page what we need for ourselves. So these two additional prompts might be helpful. Something that would help me breathe a little easier right now is if I gave myself the same care I give others, I might. I'll say them again. Something that would help me breathe a little easier is if I gave myself the same care I give others, I might. You fill in the blanks with honesty and curiosity and no judgment on the page. I'll play the music for another 5 minutes and I'll see you right back here. right, we are back from our second segment of writing, moving into our third. As we've progressed throughout this restorative reading and writing practice, we have shifted from thinking about the care we give others and all of those things that may weigh us down to thinking about what we might need for our own hearts right now. And now I'd like to take us into the portion of writing that could spark some inspired action in our lives. And that is imagining one small act of self-care that could help you take care of your heart this week. So your prompt is, one way I could take care of myself this week is ... Keep it small and realistic, or think big and bold if you would like. But think about, one way I could take care of myself this week is ... I will go ahead and play the meditation music, and we will come back and wrap up with an affirmation to take forward with you throughout your day. right, we are back ending our third round of writing in this session, and I invite you to write this affirmation somewhere on your paper or to say it out loud in an attempt to hang on to it for the rest of the day. Here it is. I give myself permission to take care of myself. It's the best thing I can do for myself and others. I give myself permission to take care of myself. It's the best thing I can do for myself and others. I hope you enjoyed this short restorative reading and writing session. This kind of morning activity has really been a game changer for me. In the past, I would read or write, but it wasn't until I read Beth Kempton's Kokoro that I started pairing my nonfiction reading in the morning together with connected writing that all sorts of things just felt better. So I hope this gives you a taste of what some of my morning practices look like, and it gave you permission to unwind and unload and think forward about how to better connect and give care to yourself and your heart. If you liked this episode, please tell me. Please share it with a friend. As we move forward into the year, I'm trying to figure out what a new rhythm and ritualed routine might be on the show, and your feedback helps me decide that. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Restorative Reading and Writing for Wellness podcast. You'll find links to all of the books, resources, and ideas mentioned in the show notes and at alitlife.com. And if you want more, you might like to join my Get Literate Substack community. There, you'll find additional inspiration for your reading and writing life, like bonus podcast episodes, book calendars, monthly book clubs, notebooking inspiration, live events, giveaways, and much more. It's only $5 a month, and you get instant access to all of the previous content, too. You can learn more at getliterate.co. But there's one more thing. If you love what you listened to today, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast, or take a screenshot of the episode and text it to a friend. This helps the podcast grow and builds our bookish and notebookish community, too. Thanks for listening, everyone.